Welcome to teleSUR English and join us again as we go live to Caracas. Venezuelan authorities today denounced a sabotage attack on the national electric system. And to give us all the information is our correspondent in the Venezuelan capital, Gladys Quesada. Hello, Gladys. Welcome to From the South, and also tell us what is the latest over there.
Well, yes, thanks for the time and the contact here from the South and the opportunity to inform you and our audience, of course, regarding this new sabotage against the national power grid and the national electric system. I have to establish a timeline here because those events have been under development, underway. And first of all, at 4 a.m. with 50 minutes, okay, so 10 prior to 5 a.m., the first cut, the electoral cut was also experienced. In that occasion, at 5 a.m., the Minister of Transportation, he was giving some addresses and some statements, and he was explaining that it is guaranteed the transportation means for the population from one point to the other in this crowded city of Caracas, because this electrical power cut is affecting Caracas, the capital of Venezuela, as well as other regions. It's paramount to say that in Caracas, when the power grid is affected and there is no electricity, so the subway lines that move the masses, they move thousands of people in a day, well, they are out of power too, so they are not available. So the thousands of people have to be moved on through the lines and through the superficial roads here in the city. So that is a huge, humongous task for the authorities, but that is guaranteed, as the Minister of Transportation, Ramon Velázquez Araguayan, was stating this early morning. Also, he was referring that there is a service of free transportation using 250 buses, and those means of transportations are coming from the public and the private sector, with both initiatives and both wills to sustain the mobility in the city and to guarantee that there are no stranded people and stranded also cars in the traffic in the roads. Also, they were saying that there are other services that will be enhanced and put in motion today to restore the mobility, the total mobility in the city. So far, this electrical power cut due to the sabotage is still underway. So we are still out of power here in Caracas, in many of the cities, and the service is unstable. In the locality of Katia, which is a popular location here in Caracas, the power came and then went out again. So this is one of the many issues, that the restoring of the power is unstable. Other consequence of this attack is that, the data service, the internet through data is off. So there are no access to calling using Digicel, which is the largest service of, telecommunications here in Caracas and in all Venezuela. So many people are out of service with their phones, that have no access to digital means, that's to say the internet, the communication through data. So they are out of that kind of communication means, but they can have access in the case that they have power to maybe call in by landlines, and they have the power to hear radio stations that they are broadcasting the news and broadcasting the updates day on, and regarding this information they are giving updates for 30 minutes and on. Also, as we want to inform the president of the Bolivarian nation, Nicolás Maduro Moros, he also issued a statement saying that the government is accompanying the people, that they are reassuring the people that they are doing all the tasks to recover the electoral grid, the power grid, as soon as possible. And the first vice president of the United Socialist Party of Venezuela, Diosdado Cabello Rondón, that is also the new Minister of Interior Relationships, Peace and Justice, he was saying that they will find out the responsibles for this sabotage, for this attack against Venezuela, against the national power grid and system, and that they will find those responsible and make them accountable before justice, to also face responsibilities and face justice because of this attack. I have to say this is the second attack such a kind in a week. The first one was on Tuesday night, and it was just a small attack because it affected some zones, some localities here in Caracas, but this one is affecting the whole city. We are talking about 7 million people without power right now since near 5 a.m. early morning. So we have a city that is operating with the bare minimum of energy in some localities, and also with other services stopped. I have to say, for example, the banks, the commerce, the finances, those digital systems that depend and rely on electricity, those are stopped, but people are still working. They are using physical cash to do the transactions, and they are still buying and selling because, as people have been saying today, the work has to be done and the life has to move on despite this kind of attacks. This is an experience that echoes those electric power grid cuts that had place in 2017 and 2019, when also the lines of the subway were completely stopped. So people from all over Caracas had to walk by to get to their offices, their jobs, to go to receive medical attention. But the resilience of the Venezuelan people had been a premise. So today they are just showing up that again, and they are finding strategies, finding alternatives to just do the work as it has to be done, and to continue improving and to continue working today. Also, I had to say that the Minister of Communications, Freddy Ñañez, he also has been stating to the population all the information, all the details that the government has been giving regarding this situation, this power cut, and the affectations, the impact on the power grid. Those are the main informations today. I have to say the National Armed Guard, the National Guard and the police, they are helping with the issues with the signing and the lights in the streets. So they are accompanying the traffic and they are serving the population to be safe, in the case indicating the drivers when to move on and when to stop, to allow the traffic to be more fluid, to find no difficulties. So this is what is happening, but I have to say, moreover, despite this difficulty, despite this electric cut, the people are still moving on, and there are peace, there is normality in the streets of Caracas. Yes, with difficulties, because without power, there is no signals, there is no data service in the phones, but people are still moving on, people are still working, people are still facing their daily lives, and there are no difficulties, major difficulties, as I have to say, and the will in the people is ostensible and is normal. In this case, is the regular one. And I want to say that the Minister for Defense, Vladimir Padrino Lopez, he was also stating that the armed Bolivarian forces are under the service for the people. They are serving the people, and they will be doing so as long as this contingency, this emergency is underway. Also, the government is guaranteeing the operativity of 79 hospitals. That's to say, 79 healthcare institutions that are receiving power plants, that are receiving assistance, because they have to keep going with the service and the care for the ones that are vulnerable. That's to say, the pregnant women, that's to say, the elderly, and the people that are there hospitalized. Also, there are several areas in these healthcare facilities that are prioritized. That's to say, the UCIs, the care, the emergencies units, and the neonatal halls and neonatal salons in those facilities of healthcare. And the government has been stressing that the healthcare, the education, and the transportations are paramount priorities for them, so they are going to move all the infrastructure and all the resources for them to ensure the regular functioning of those sectors and guarantee that the population has a regular day, even though the circumstances and even though this attack. So now I'm giving back the signal, and this is the information, so back to you.
Thank you, Gladys, for all your input as a way to follow what is the situation right now in Venezuela, as authorities are denouncing a sabotage against the power grid, and the teams continue to work to ensure that the system comes back as soon as possible. We will continue bringing you all the latest information in Venezuela in upcoming news briefs. Stay tuned with teleSUR English.